I'm Arnav Gupta, and I'm the founder and CEO of We360.ai. We're into the workforce analytics space. I'm 24. The reason why we started this company was back during COVID. I was studying in Australia. Eventually, I had to come back, and because of COVID, everything was under lockdown, so I had to eventually come back. That is when, after I came back, my family business is into BPO. So we have like scattered employees all across India. There was a massive problem for us to manage those distributed workforce. It was difficult. It was like very difficult for us to manage the engagement levels of different employees, understanding who is working, who is not working. So that's when the genesis of We360 started. That is when we thought of, let's build a software to manage the distributed workforce, to understand their productivity levels and disengagement levels. So we basically are trying to replace human managers in IT companies in single line. We're trying to build these agents who can act as managers, help people who need upskillment, understand the workforce who's disengaged, and try to motivate people and avoid early attrition levels. So I think what we're trying to solve is manager bias in a company, right? Manager bias can happen in a lot of ways. In a way where manager is unable to understand if an employee is engaged or not. An employee, whether he's putting in a lot of efforts but not able to get the results, it's very difficult for managers to understand that. We're trying to fix up a thing in a way where our software can help become managers and become unbiased managers. So that is what we're trying to solve. What we personally feel is, with the help of AI and also building managers agents, we can build unbiased chief of staff for the CEOs. They can understand in depth and provide the analytics at the top level. In these modern worlds, anyone can build anything, right? OpenAI got replicated by DeepSeek. So I think technology moat is no longer there in the technology, I feel. But I think the way you execute and distribute is the real moat. The reason why it would be very difficult for anyone to build a better search engine is not because they can, but it's because they won't be able to get the distribution which Google has. So I think what we're trying to solve here is distribution. We're already working with more than 100,000 plus employees across the world. So it gives us an edge compared to others based upon the data which we're getting to fine tune our models and also be better with distribution. And that's the moat which we're trying to be. Biggest challenge would be, see, everyone is trying to build AI. Everyone is talking about AI. Everyone is trying to infuse AI in one way or the another. I think the biggest challenge would be for these enterprises to realize the value which AI is providing, which honestly 9 out of 10 companies, they're not able to realize. Everyone is bringing AI into their operation, but when you actually talk about the ROI levels, it's still not visible. So for a tech company, if you can prove it to an enterprise how AI can be deployed and showcase the ROI, and these are the players who will win in the long term. And that's the challenge which we feel will be the biggest in the next 5 years. Everyone is talking about like AI, but when you actually want to showcase the ROI by AI, that is really not visible right now. That's what we strongly feel, and that's the challenge which we're trying to solve. So I think, as I stated, I think Brainchild was helping my family business, right? Family business was into BPO. We have more than 5,000 plus people spread across the country. It was impossible for us to manage the workforce. And that is when we thought, let's build a software which can help us manage that. One thing led to another, and then eventually I decided to do this full time. That is when I decided to drop out of my university and do this full time. So I was 19 when we started. So it's been good 4 years. We are into operations. Things have been going good. And I think in the future, AI is obviously going to play a big role, but more than that, until unless enterprises start realizing value, that is how we feel the world will go towards. So one of our client is into IT services sector. They have close to about 3,000 people spread across India. One of their biggest challenge they were facing is they were not able to understand who are the people. They wanted to fix their L&D department, the learning and development department. They were unable to understand who are the people who are actively learning things and improving things. So that is where We360 stepped in. We first told them how much time people are spending on learning and development activities. Second, we started correlating that data with their internal ERPs, which can get the results as well. So when you mix efforts and results and calculate efficiency, that is what use case has worked really well for them. So we're based out of Bhopal, by the way. Most of our team is in Bhopal. Our core ethos has been having people who we can train, hire and mold according to us. And that has been our success mantra. We are a group of 3 founders. I am the founder and I have 2 or more co-founders. There is Siddharth, who is the CTO, and there is Swapnil, who is the Chief Revenue Officer. How we three are split is Siddharth looks after the entire tech, Swapnil looks after the entire sales. I majorly look at product, retention, and people. These are the three departments where I look at. Obviously, fundraising also comes under my bucket. This is how our team is split. I personally feel that the way we met both of them is Bhopal is a small city. We met at a common networking event. Swapnil has already built 2 startups, exited out of them. This is his 3rd one. And Siddharth has built another startup, got acquired, and now is building the 2nd one. So both of them are doing their multiple innings. For me, this was my first time, but I think things have been going really well. Vision for the next 3 years is we want to completely replace human managers in IT companies. We just don't want to build managers. We want to build companions who can be managers' companions, so that he doesn't have to waste time into doing appraisals, understanding productivity, understanding disengagement, understanding the reasons why people are not able to perform. We're going to replicate all of them, and I think the impact is going to be really, really massive. And every junior level employee you work with, they're polarized. Either they have a really good manager or have a really bad manager. We're trying to fix them both. So I think the way we track is how much time people are spending on different things. Is it being productive for them? Is it being unproductive for them? What are the efforts they're putting in? All sort of these analytics we capture. The way we protect privacy is our app, especially in the US markets, we do not have a keylogger. We don't know which key is being pressed. We don't do screen recordings. We don't even know any personal files. We don't store any personal files. So all of those factors help. Apart from that, for employees, they can have basically a privacy setting there where they can enable that and do whatever personal activities they want to do. Apart from that, the software is disabled on any private applications like banking, chat, social media, etc. So you can disable that. And I think that's how we start protecting privacy. More on the privacy part, I think I'll talk about on the self-help part. Employees use V360 on the standard mode where they can understand their own productivity, understand where they are lacking, and how they can improve their overall efficiency. And that has been a major game changing. I think one of the most craziest dashboards we've built is one of the things which is currently in beta. The people who have early adopters who have seen that their mind has been blown. So right now with V360, we can actively predict if an employee is going to leave the company based on a lot of factors, based on disengagement level, based on visiting Naukri.com, things like that, right? There are more than 18 plus things which kind of matter for us, and we're trying to basically predict if an employee is going to leave the company. If a manager understands, boss, I have 20 people right now. Out of those 20 people, 8 people are looking for a new job, right? Even before these people make that decision, manager knows and he can act upon it to attain those people. Because again, replacing a person is much more costlier than retaining the current one, right? And that's the dashboard which has blown a lot of minds. So I think the way V360 solves integration is we just don't provide raw analytics. We provide actionable insights. The way we do it is by integrating with an existing stack for an enterprise. V360 gets integrated with Office 365. We get integrated with their internal HRIS like Workday. We get integrated with their internal CRMs like HubSpot or Salesforce and provide the unified analytics dashboard across. I think the deployment time really depends on the enterprise because we just don't do product, we do product plus service. That has been our success mantra. And the way we do it is we understand the customized requirement by an enterprise, but usually it takes between 2 to 4 weeks to get it up and running. The deployment time just for V360 is like a week, but if you want to integrate with your existing software, it can take anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks. And I think when I was talking to stakeholders from Reliance, I think that was one of the things which excited them as well, because when they knew that V360 can play well with their internal software, that is what got really excited to them as well. So I think that has been really good for us. So I think the way we do it is we have identified our user persona, right? We know there is a cloud engineer, we know there is a developer, we know there is a marketing guy. Every person spends their time differently. What we do it is we create those customers' personas and provide the report based on that, right? So for example, a cloud engineer, you can measure the time he spends deploying applications onto the cloud and spending on, for example, let's say Azure. So we're going to take that metric and provide the efficiency on that. So it can be customized based on different user personas, and I think that has been working well for us. I think obviously Jio is one of the largest companies across the world. Not just GenNext, I would also talk about the environment when we stepped in here. I think it's more about the culture. It's more about the scale of operations which obviously Reliance and Jio have built. coming into the conference room, one of the first thing I saw that there were some things people should be, keeping in mind. So for example, people should be focusing on a topic, they should be respectful towards time, others, etc. So these things, it is very good for early founders like us to understand what are the policies and processes which larger companies still follow, which made them big, right? And I think that has been one of the biggest eye openers for us. We got to know how Geo operates, how these large companies operates, what are the systems and processes, from even entering the security gate to understanding how the visitor management happens, right? Again, someday or the other, these small startups will become large startups. The only thing which will make them big is the way they manage and operate and their systems and processes. Because honestly, product, etc., everything comes, but systems and processes is what makes a company extremely large. I remember when obviously Dhirubhai Ambani sir started this company, it started from nothing to now what it is right now, right? So it all depends upon how you execute, how you know things. So I think that has been biggest eye opener for us at GeoGen Next. We were able to meet good stakeholders, and honestly, this event was nothing like other event because people were really open to share ideas. The stakeholders gave respectful time. It was not just a 5-minute pitch. They were sincerely hearing all of us. They were able to provide relevant feedback, which again is priceless for us. So I think Geo creating that environment for startup like ours is priceless. And I think hats off to the entire team for executing such a great thing.